ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। So we are in the section passing away of Bhīṣmadeva, and we are going to passing away of Bhīṣmadeva. So we are in the 17th verse of this chapter. We are already so in the last Sunday we discussed about how Bhishmadev is basically addressing the Pandavas, and he's very happy to see the Pandavas coming in a very royal way towards him. He's very happy because till now the Pandavas underwent so many difficulties, so many tribulations by Kauravas, and now is the time that they have won the kingdom, and now they are coming in a royal, majestic way. So he is very happy, and yeah. So this is what we discussed last time, also about Kunti Devi, and we also discussed how the sufferings comes in one's life, and that is also mercy of the Lord in one way, because if especially when the sufferings come and one is able to take shelter of the Lord, so that is good. So that thing should happen, and we elaborately discussed about basically we should thank the Lord whenever whatever situation has happened in our life, we should always thank the Lord. That sometimes much more bigger calamity was supposed to come, but by the mercy of the Lord, only a token we have got, only a token punishment, or only just some punishment we have got. But actually, our we deserve to get more, but because of mercy of the Lord, it has reduced. So in that way, we should always be grateful to the Lord. So that's what we learn from the example of Bhishma, from Kunti, from the Pandavas. So many tribulations, but they were always ready to their firm faith on the Lord that did not deter. They were very firm in their conviction and faith. And that's how that is the sign of great advanced devotees. Otherwise, little bit something happens and people give it up. That means their advancement was not much. They were like we discussed about mature devotee and immature devotee also. The mature devotees, when such a situation comes, their faith actually becomes more firm in the process in the Lord. But immature devotees, they take wrong decisions and they go away from Krishna. So that is how we discussed. And another part we discussed about here Bhishmadev says that how wonderful is the influence of inevitable time. It is irreversible, and otherwise, how can there be reverses in the presence of King Yudhishthir? So basically, inevitable time. So different situations, different difficulties come in our life, and that remain for some time. But if we can just tolerate and go on, then we see this when once this phase of life is over, then different anxieties will keep coming at different intervals in different time period in our life. But if we are very firm and consistent going on, then you see these difficulties today it is there, today tomorrow it will be gone, and another difficulty will come. So like that difficulties will change, but what remains constant is our practice of Krishna consciousness. So if somebody is very firm, so we also discussed about Uh, Here our camp is going on retreat, so things are little. Okay, so we were discussing about um, yeah. So let us discuss 17th verse 1.9.17. तस्मादिदं दैवतन्त्रम्
तस्मादिदं दैवतन्त्रं
तस्मादिदं दैवतन्त्रं
विमस्य भरतर्षभ
व्यवस्य
व्यवस्य
भरतर्षभा
भरतर्षभ
नो विहितो नाथ
तस्यानुविहितो
तस्यानुविहितो
नाथ
नाथ
नाथ पाहि प्रजा प्रभो.
नाथ पाहि
नाथ
प्रजा
पाहि
प्रभो।
प्रजा प्रभो।
Yes, Shivam Prabhu, translation. Unmute.
O best among the descendant of Bharata, Yudhishthira, I maintain, therefore, that all this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now the appointed administrative head, and my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are now rendered helpless.
Hmm. So that's how he is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj that all this is within the plan of the Lord. So don't worry, don't take unnecessarily anxiety. Because Yudhishthira was too much analyzing the situation. Why this has happened? I have killed so many people. So without knowing about the background or without thinking what Lord wants me to do, he is more caught up in that, oh, I have done this, I have done this. But actually, whatever was done, it was as per the direction of the Supreme Lord. So there was nothing to worry. So it is said that one of the Pandavas, that Arjuna cried before the war and Yudhishthira was crying after the war. So both are having that issue in that. And both the times Krishna was trying to pacify them. Okay, purport. One of you can read in a, yes, Ashutosh.
Yes, Prabhu. Purport. The popular saying is that a housewife teaches the daughter-in-law by teaching the daughter. Similarly, the Lord teaches the world by teaching the devotee.
Oh, we
The
have done this.
devotee does.
This was done, no, the last time, or nobody remembers. I think.
Mm,
Yes, Prabhuji, we did this one. Like you give example of Arjuna, Lord taught Arjuna to the whole world. Through Arjuna, he taught the whole world.
Yeah, correct. Basically, Lord teaches the world by teaching his devotee. So when Lord wants to tell to the entire world, because the world is not ready, world is not ready to get proper inputs or any direction from the Lord. So then Lord, what he does, he makes his devotee only as an instrument, and through the devotees, he actually teaches everyone. So Bhagavad Gita, Lord wanted to give to everyone, to all of us, but because we are not ready, so Lord is making Arjuna as a nimitta matram. He is just becomes a nimittam, medium, so that the Bhagavad Gita is spread all over the world. So Lord does it through his devotees only. Okay, next. Aishavaya Bhagavan Sakshad
एष वै
एष वै
भगवान्
एष
भगवान्
वै
साक्षात्
भगवान्
साक्षात्
साक्षात्
Yo Narayanah Puman
अद्यो
अद्यो
नारायणः
नारायणः
पुमान्
नारायणः
पुमान्
पुमान्
Maya Lokam
मोहयन्
मोहयन्
मायया
मायया
लोकम्
लोकम्
Prascharati Vrishnishu.
गूढश्चरति
गुडश्चरति
वृषिषु।
वृष्णिषु
Yeah. Eshavai Bhagavan Sakshat. So he is saying that here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sakshat Bhagavan is standing in front of you. So you may be thinking that he is your cousin, he is your different, because even Arjuna was in a friendly mood initially. He was not ready to take instructions from the Lord so seriously. Later on, at one particular point of time, Arjuna says that you are my guru, I am your disciple, so please give me the knowledge. And now Yudhishthira Maharaj also, actually Krishna tried to pacify, but somehow Yudhishthira was not ready. So then Krishna directs him to Bhishma. So Bhishma is telling here the Lord is directly standing in front of you. And he's Adyo Narayan. So this is a very important word, Adyo Narayan. Adyo means it's the first Lord, that is the original Lord. Original Narayan is this Lord Krishna. So from Krishna only everything has emanated. So he is the Adyo Narayan, Supreme Lord, original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so this is one of the verse which can also help us to understand how Krishna is source of all the Vishnus. Because many people have this misconception that maybe Vishnu, because Vishnu looks very majestic and having four Shankha Chakra Pada Gada Padma and then such royal Aishwarya Bhav. So people think that Vishnu may be the Supreme Lord and Krishna is just a coward boy. So he may be one of the expansion. But it's not like that. Here it is clarified in this verse. Anybody asks what is the reference? You can tell this. There are many references. Even Brahma Samhita. Anyone can tell any references where Krishna is understood to be the supreme personality of Godhead over Lord Vishnu or any other incarnations. So this is one of the reference, Adyo Narayana Puman, where Bhīṣmadeva himself is telling. So any other references? Any other shlokas from Bhagavad
Prabhuji, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, that one. Another Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana.
Yeah, the Parama Krishna, correct, exactly. This is the verse. This is the verse written by Lord Brahma. So Brahma has written verses about all the gods, and in that he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna is the Parama Ishvara, is the supreme personality of Godhead, and Anadir Adir Govindam. For him there is no beginning, no end. He is eternally present. So this is one of the very important verses. And also in that he writes many about Maya Devi and different demigods, how they are subordinated to Lord Krishna. So that is also being and Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Govindam is the Adi Purush. He is the original personality of Godhead. Any other verses?
Prabhuji,
Ete
Bhagavad
chams
Gita
phalahul cham.
10.8.
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Lord himself declares, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mat sarvam parvati.
Yeah, exactly. Sarvasya Prabhu. Okay, that is also there. And Kuldeep Prabhu said something.
So in Bhagavatam third chapter, when Raja explains about all incarnations, then he says, Ete chams phalahul cham Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam.
Yeah,
That only
exactly.
Krishna is the Supreme Lord.
Ete Kamshikala Pumsam, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Yeah, so many places it comes. And also, if you go to Amrish Maharaj section, who was in Satyuga, actually he is telling that there is one that verse comes, no? Mana Krishna, Mana, what is that verse?
Savai Mana Krishna Padavinde or
Savai Mana Krishna Padarvinde. So Savai Mana Krishna. So let my mind be completely fixed, absorbed in the thought of Krishna. So even in Satyuga, the name of Krishna comes, and like that there are Rig Veda and many other Vedas where Krishna's name comes even before his appearance. So that itself shows that Krishna is eternal. And also there is one. Uh,
because in Gita also we have na Mata Paritaram Nanyat Kinchit.
yeah, Gita, so entire Gita is filled with those things. But I was referring to other scriptures which also tells about Krishna. One may say, okay, you are telling about your own self, that is okay. But when you hear about Krishna's supremacy from other scriptures or other personalities, then it becomes more authentic. So, and of course, we can say that because Bhagavad Gita, all the verses are spoken by Krishna himself, whereas no other god or any other demigod, they have spoken about their own supremacy. Nobody has told. Other people are telling he is supreme, but nobody himself said that I am the supreme, I am only maintaining everything. And so that only Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. So that Sarva Yonishu Konteya, Mukta Sarva Yonishu Konteya. And there it comes no, that Aham Bija Pradapita. So I am the seed giving father for all the living entities. Characharam. For all the living entities, I am the seed giving father. So these are some of the verses where we see that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And in this
Prabhuji also in Srimad Bhagavatam Kumti Vacha Namaste Purusham Twadeyam Iswaram Prakrite Param Alakshyam Sarva Bhutanam Antar Bahir avasthita means Kunti Devi is saying that Krishna, you are the supreme personality of Godhead, and you are antar bahir means you are inside and outside, and you are unaffected by this material nature also. This is
Yeah,
Bhagavatam.
yeah, Bhagavatam, Kunti Maharani. And there are many prayers which comes different devotees are glorifying the Lord in the way that he is the supreme and nobody can equal to him. So like that, there are many. Even Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, they used to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Who is Vasudev? Who is Vasudev?
Son of Vasudeva.
Father
Yeah,
of
Vasudev. Oh, so much doubt.
Prabhuji, you said Vasudev or
Hare Krishna,
Vasudeva?
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Maybe the definition of Vasudeva is Sarva Vasati iti Vasudeva, मतलब the one who resides everywhere, and that is Krishna. Janmadasya Sara, that verse, the first verse of Bhagavatam says it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. That
It is also Janmadhyasya Yata Anvayat Itaratascha Teshu Abhigyaswarat. So basically, all these verses they tell us about the supremacy of the Lord. So now let us go ahead with the purport. Yeah, translation also remaining. Yes, we just did word to word translation. Yes, Vishwajit, true translation.
This Krishna is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayana, the supreme enjoyer, but he is moving among us, the descendant of King Brishni, just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy.
Yeah, this Shri Krishna, whom you are just wandering with and going here and there. He is the no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Narayan, the supreme enjoyer. He is moving amongst the descendants of King Vishnu, just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. Yeah. Okay, purport. Purport here. Yes, Agam Proof purport. You can read.
not right now, Prabhuji. Please excuse me.
Okay, Vijit Proof.
Shall I read, Prabhuji? Okay. Hare Krishna. The Vedic system of acquiring knowledge is the deductive process. The Vedic knowledge is received perfectly by disciplic succession from authorities. Such knowledge is never dogmatic, as ill conceived by less intelligent person. The mother is the authority to verify the identity of the father. She is the authority for such confidential knowledge. Therefore, authority is not dogmatic. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this truth is confirmed in the second verse of the fourth chapter, and the perfect system of learning is to receive it from authority. The very same system is accepted university as truth, but only the false arguer speaks against it. For example, modern spacecraft fly in the sky, and when scientists say that they travel to other side of the moon, men believe this story blindly because they have accepted the modern society as authorities. The authorities speak, and people in general believe them. But in case of Vedic truth, they have been taught not to believe. Even if they accept them, they give a different interpretation. Each and every man wants a direct perception of Vedic knowledge, but foolishly they deny it. This means that the misguided man can believe one authority, the scientist, but will reject the authority of the Vedas. And the result of that, people have degenerated. Here is an authority speaking about Sri Krishna as the
Yeah.
origin personality of Godhead and
Build
first Narayan.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so basically, the Vedic system of acquiring knowledge is the deductive process. So one has to hear from the authority. That is very important. But problem is, in the current modern civilization, people are taking a wrong authority. and trying to follow the wrong authority. And what is that authority? That is scientist. So currently people have more faith on science than even Vedic scriptures. So everything, if it is, even we have to sometimes take a scientific approach to tell about the spiritual life. Why? Because people are not having that faith. People are having more faith on science, and that's why we have to do all these things. But actually, the scientist knowledge is very much limited, because as you see that there are different causes for the uh, any activity to be done. Like suppose we use your phone. किसी और पे? Yeah, so this is how we see that things happen. So like there is one that example comes, no? There's this particular engineer is there, and he is running the locomotive engine of the train, and he is running that, and because of the engine, the first bogie or the first coach of the train, that is being pulled, and because first bogie is pulled, the subsequent bogies, they are also being pulled, and that's how the train is moving. So now if somebody asks what is the cause of movement of the one of the bogies, they take, and if somebody asks what is the immediate cause of movement of the bogie, what is the answer for this? Yeah, so engineer is running the locomotive engine. Engineer is running locomotive engine, and that engine is taking first bogie, and that's how the subsequent bogies are being pulled. So if we take any one bogie, what is the cause of its movement? Immediate cause.
The adjacent bogie.
Then adjacent next bogie is the immediate cause. What is the remote cause?
First bogie.
Yeah, the subsequent bogies, they are the remote cause. And what is the ultimate cause?
Engine.
Engine, yes. So this is how we see that these things are done. So the scientist, what they do, they see only the immediate cause, and they forget about the ultimate cause. They know only, okay, this bogie is moving because of the further first bogie or the adjacent bogie. But they don't understand that ultimately engine is the main person because of whom the entire train is moving, or the engineer is the operator because of whom everything is moving. So scientists, the Prabhupada says that this is their disease. They see only the immediate cause, and they forget to see the ultimate cause. And when Vedas give them the knowledge about ultimate cause, they won't accept. Prabhupada said this is their disease. They are in diseased condition. And the ordinary people, they put faith on such scientists, and that's how they are also not able to progress in their life. Okay, second paragraph. Kuldeep Prabhu, you can read.
Which was very good. Here is an authority speaking about Sri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead and first Narayan. Even such an impersonal Acharya Shankar has said in the beginning of his commentation on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayan, the personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. The universe is one of the material creations, but Narayan is transcendent to such material paraphernalia. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Even such an impersonalist as Acharya Shankaracharya has said in the beginning of his commentation on Bhagavad Gita, Narayan is the beyond material creation. Actually, Shankaracharya is a impersonalist, but he has written many ashtakams, Jagannath Ashtakam, and many like that, Bhaja Govindam. So, which tells about how Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he's a person, not impersonal. Yeah. Okay. Next, who is there? Ajay, bro, you can read next paragraph.
Hare Krishna. Bhīṣmadeva is one of the 12 Mahajans who know the principles of transcendental knowledge. His confirmation of the Lord Sri Krishna as being the original personality of God is also corroborated by the impersonation Shankara. All other acharyas have also confirmed this statement, and thus there is no chance of not accepting Lord Sri Krishna as the original personality of Godhead. Bhishmadev says that he is the first Narayan. This is also confirmed by Brahmaji in Bhagavatam 10th canto 14th chapter. Krishna is the first Narayana. In the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, there are unlimited numbers of Narayanas who are all the same personality of Godhead and are considered to be the plenary expansions of the original supreme personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. The first form of the Lord, Sri Krishna, first expands himself as the form of Baladev, and Baladev expands in so many other forms such as Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Narayana, Purusha, Rama, and Nrsimha. All these expansions are one and the same Vishnu Tattva, and Sri Krishna is the original source of all three expansions. He is therefore the direct personality of God. He is the creator of the material world, and he is the predominating deity known as Narayana in all the Vaikuntha planets. Therefore, his movements amongst human beings are another sort of bewilderment. The Lord therefore says in Bhagavad Gita that for his persons consider him to be one of the human beings without knowing the intricacies of his movements.
Yeah. So here we see that Bhīṣmadeva is one of the 12 Mahajanas. Yeah. And here Prabhupada is telling about that entire expansion, how Krishna first he expands into which form?
Balram.
Balaram, yes, that is the first expansion. And then after Balaram, then there are four quadruple expansion, that is Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudev. And from Sankarshan again there is a further expansion, and then there are the Vishnu Tattvas, and that's how the different expansions happens. So this is how the even that there is one chart is also there, Krishna, Balaram, and all the different Vishnu avatars, and so that gives the complete clarity how Krishna is the supreme Lord and the source of everything. Okay, next, Dhruv, last paragraph.
The bewilderment regarding Sri Krishna is due to the action of his twofold internal and external energies upon the third one, called marginal energy. The living entities are expansions of his marginal energy, and thus they are sometimes bewildered by the internal energy and sometimes by the external energy. By internal energetic bewilderment, Sri Krishna expands himself into unlimited numbers of Narayanas and exchanges or accepts transcendental loving service from the living entities in the transcendental world. And by his external energetic expansions, he incarnates himself in the material world amongst the men, animals, or demigods to re establish his forgotten relationship with the living entities in different species of life. Great authorities like Bhishma, however, escape his bewilderment by the mercy of the Lord.
Yeah, yeah. So this is how he expands into unlimited number of Narayanas. So Golok Vrindavan is only one where Krishna is residing, but Vaikuntha planets, you see, they are innumerable. You can't even count them. So many Vaikuntha planets having Lakshmi Narayan in each planet, but Golok Vrindavan is only one where Krishna is there, and from him different expansions are coming. And he accepts transcendental loving service from all the living entities in the transcendental world. Actually, different forms like Vishnu is more official, like he may not have that kind of relationship with everyone. He may only gives darshan and everyone worship in a dasyaras or in terms of just awe and reverence, they worship him. Lord Ram, he deals only with the leaders of the groups, like leader of anaras or leader of some. So he doesn't deal with every all the living entities. He is only with the leaders he deals with. But Lord Krishna, he deals with everyone, even the cows, even the peacocks, so everyone. He is very, he has a personal relationship with each living entity, even with each of us. Yeah, once, so Rajambra was telling that Maharaj once told that each of you are having your own private Paramatma. Each of us are having our own private Paramatma whom we can reciprocate with. So we can reciprocate with the Lord with individually, and it's not that okay, Lord is reciprocating with one devotee, so he will not reciprocate with me. The Lord has a unique relationship, and each of us have that facility to actually take association and get reciprocation from the Lord directly. And so that is how the supremacy of the Lord. He may be even that he has shown also, even in the Ras Leela or in the Sankirtan, when they used to dance in front of Jagannath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance with, uh, in every group he was there, and every group was thinking that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only in our group, or he is only looking at me and dancing like that. and that was the feeling of all the other groups. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was simultaneously present in all the groups, dancing in ecstasy. So that is actually the mercy of Krishna, that even though he is one, but he can still reciprocate with each of us simultaneously. Even in the Dwarka, so many palaces, 16,000 palaces, and he is there with each queen, each palace he is there in that, and reciprocating with all the queens. So that's how we see that even the chanting which we do in the early morning. So actually, that is the best time. The entire day, you see that we get carried away by our different studies, job, different anxieties, family problems, this, that. The whole day goes into that. But morning time, you see, nobody can disturb you. You and the Lord. That's it. Nobody is there in between. You are directly chanting the holy names of the Lord and Lord Krishna, and you are directly having personal meeting with the Lord. Yeah, so such kind of opportunity Lord gives to his devotees. You can just sit, and that is actually that is one of the most important time and the most important activity, chanting, because you are directly associating with the Lord, taking chanting his holy name, and Lord is there hearing from us, hearing very, being very pleased with us that we are glorifying him, and he reciprocates accordingly. So that's why one has to be very, very attentive in chanting, because that is the personal meeting that we are getting from the Lord. So anytime people generally very much hanker that, oh, I should have meeting with the my spiritual master, or my some very great devotees. I should have personal one-to-one meeting, and any instructions come, they are very eager to take. So here we see that when we chant, that is personal meeting with the Lord. So how much one should be eager. So if we really are sincere, then when we chant, we can see the reciprocation of the Lord coming in our life, and that's how the chanting becomes more relishable gradually. Okay, so okay, next verse, text 19. अस्यानुभावं भगवान् वेद भगवान्
अस्यानुभवां भगवान्
भगवान्
त्वं शिवः
वेद गुह्यात्मं
गुह्यात्मं
शिवः
शिवः
Shiva,
नारदः साक्षात्
देवर्षि नारदः
Narada
साक्षात्
Sakshat,
भगवान् कपिलो नृप.
भगवान् कपिलो
Bhagavan
नृप
Kapilo Nripa.
Kapilo
Yes. Amarnath Prabhu, translation.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. O King Lord Shiva, Narada, the sage amongst the demigods, and Kapila, the incarnation of Godhead, all know very confidently about his glories through direct contact.
Okay. Narada the sage amongst demigods and Kapila, the incarnation of God, all know very confidentially about his glories through direct contact. Yeah, because these are pure devotees. So they know confidentially about his glories. Okay. Translation, Naman Prabhu.
Translation or purport.
Purport. Yeah.
Pure devotees of the Lord are all Buddhas, or persons who know the glories of Lord in different transcendental loving services. As the Lord has innumerable expansions of his plenary form, there are innumerable pure devotees of the Lord who are engaged in the exchange of service of different humors. Ordinarily, there are 12 great devotees of the Lord, namely Brahma, Narada, Shiva, Kumar, Kapila, Manu, Prahlad, Bhishma, Janaka, Sukdev, Goswami, Bali Maharaj, and Yamraj. Bhīṣmadeva, although one of them, has mentioned only three important names of the 12 who know the glories of the Lord. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of the great acharyas in the modern age, explains that Anubhav, or the glory of the Lord, is first appreciated by the devotee in ecstasy, manifesting the symptoms of perspiring, trembling, weeping, bodily eruptions, etc., which are further enhanced by steady understanding of the story of the glories of the Lord. Such different understandings of bhava are exchanged between Yashoda and Lord, binding the Lord by ropes, and in the chariot driving by the Lord in the exchange of love with Arjuna. These glories of the Lord are exhibited in his being subordinate before his devotees, and that is another feature of the glories of the Lord. Sukdev Goswami and the Kumaras, although situated in transcendental position, became converted by another feature of bhava and turned into pure devotees of the Lord. Tribulations imposed upon devotees by the Lord constitute another exchange of transcendental bhava between the Lord and the devotees. The Lord says, I put my devotee into difficulty, and thus the devotee becomes more purified in exchanging transcendental bhava with me. Placing the devotee into material troubles means delivering him from the illusory material relations. The material relations are based on reciprocation of material enjoyment, which depends mainly on material resources. Therefore, when material resources are withdrawn by the Lord, the devotee is 10% attracted towards the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Thus, the Lord snatches the fallen soul from the mire of material existence. Tribulations offered by the Lord to his devotee are different from the tribulations resulting from vicious action. All these glories of the Lord are specially known to the great Mahajanas like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Kapila, Kumara, and Bhishma, as mentioned above, and one is able to grasp it by their grace.
Yeah. So these are the 12 Mahajanas, and especially this Mahajano Yena Gata Sapanta. So, because why should we follow them? Because they actually know all these confidential pastimes of the Lord or the glories of the Lord. And here Prabhupada is explaining also how the pure devotees they know the glories of the Lord. So first, what happens? First, devotee appreciates the Lord, and because of his sincere, dedicated practice, this symptoms manifest. Ecstatic symptoms, Ashta Satvika Vikar. Yeah, symptoms of perspiring, trembling, weeping, bodily eruptions. Yeah, that song comes, no? Gauranga bolite habe Pulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bodhite Nayane Babbenira. So it is said Gauranga Bolite Habe Pulaka Sharira. Just by chanting the name of Gauranga, the Sharira, the hairs on the body of our body actually stand on end. And Pulaka Sharira and Hari Hari Bolite Nayane Babbenira. Just by chanting the name of Hari, the tears comes from one eyes. And it is said if tears are not coming, that means our heart is steel framed heart. So if by chanting the names of the Lord, no tears are coming, or instead of or no nothing is happening in our no ecstatic symptoms, that means our heart is steel framed heart, and such a hard heart is not Lord. It doesn't get attracted by this. So one has to make the heart like very soft, like butter, and then Krishna will come and steal the heart. That is how the Krishna reciprocation comes more. But of course, the solution is also chanting of the holy name, and we have to keep uh, doing this so that we focus our entire attention goes to the Lord, and absorption, thinking, willing, feeling, everything is there on the Lord, and all our anarthas, our unwanted desires, and everything should get come out, and we get rid of all these desires, and we can focus completely on the Supreme Lord, and that's how the heart becomes very soft, and then one can actually experience these kind of symptoms. And we have seen many devotees coming exhibiting. Even Srila Prabhupada, in one time when he was speaking to the people, he just started during kirtan only. Prabhupada just started crying. He could not just go ahead, and Prabhupada said, okay, we will discuss. He couldn't, and he didn't wanted to show his ecstatic symptoms in front of the public. And then Prabhupada just took the seat, went away from that place. So like that, certain instances have happened. And so only thing Prabhupada never, people say that, oh, what is this? Srila Prabhupada only gives more philosophy. He's not telling much about this rasas and all. But the thing is, we are not on that level. So Prabhupada is giving the knowledge according to our level. But there are many, like here you see, even nectar of instruction, nectar of devotion. So there, those things are explained also. But the problem is, we are not qualified to go through that, or we are not on that level. So that's why one has to practice for sadhana bhakti, and one is very strict in following the sadhana bhakti, getting up early in the morning, chanting our all the rounds in the morning itself. Yeah, so that is very important. Recently, Radheshampur gave one class. Actually, we had gone to Amarendra Pro's place in Hillsborough. And so there, Amarendra Pro actually Amarendra Pro gets up very early, you know. So there, Radheshampur was telling one point that great devotees don't become great because they want to become great. So great devotees become great because they are good. So try to become good, and you will become great. You don't have to try to become great devotee directly. So so many devotees. So he told the topic. The topic of the class was importance of morning program for grahasthas. So that topic was taken, and Radheshampur was telling about how one should get up early in the morning. And of course, many in my travel here, I can see many grahasthas in even in their home. They every day they have 5 o'clock Mangalarti is there every day. They have deities at home, and they have Aarti plate. Everything they keep ready. 5 o'clock they have Mangalarti. Some places they do 4:30. Some of the grahasthas do at 5 o'clock, and they do Mangalarti, chanting, dancing, everything. And then they have Japa also, and then every day they have Zoom Srimad Bhagavatam class like that. So many of the communities I saw that even married people, they are in their homes, they are doing, even they may be just two, three people or four people. They are every day doing Mangalarti, practicing. And so that day when we were in Amarendra Pro's home, we had stayed actually almost 1.5 day. So morning when I got up, night it became late. Night congregation program was there. We came by the time we slept, it was 10. I got up around 3:50 or like that. So I just went down to get some uh, water for Radheshampur. So that time, Amrendra Prabhu was already he was awake and he was reading Bhagavatam in the early morning, 3:45. So and of course then 4:30 we came. That time then we started chanting and then Mangalarti and all. So basically, this is very important that one has to first practice sadhana bhakti. When you are very firm in practicing sadhana bhakti, even this Amrendra Prabhu has asked about sadhana card and all. He wants to know about two bed and all those scores. He asked me the sheet also to share, and so that he also want to fill that, and sadhana card and all the different, even about mobile also, he actually was discussing with Raishampur. Raishampur generally uses one mobile which is only for hearing. There is no SIM, there is no internet, nothing. So that kind of facility. So Amaran Pro is also saying that he will also use that. So basically, we see that the this is very important sadhana bhakti. That what things are important in our life, giving priority to that. Yeah, so chanting is very important, and getting up in the Brahma Muhurta is very important. Yeah, so one may say that, oh, I can chant any other times. No, that priority has to be made. And some of the devotees asked Ravishampuru that, Prabhuji, is it okay if, what if sometimes programs are there, we go to late night and all. So he said, try to finish your programs in the early, in the because generally Saturday, Sunday, anyway, it is holiday. So we should keep the programs early so that one can sleep early. And so many communities now they keep prasadam, the program prasadam they keep before 6 to 7 they'll keep prasadam. So devotees everybody will come on time. And because prasadam is done, so then you attend the program, you go back and you take rest. So you don't have to unnecessarily get late because prasadam you take at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Then things become very late. By the time you sleep, it is 12 o'clock. So that's why we should take prasadam before itself, say 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Then do your program. Like even this our Saturday programs and all, it goes very late. So if we take prasadam before only, then we don't have to worry. Sometimes preaching program is there. Devotees also don't take prasadam at all. Then they serve the boys, and then the boys go back to the hostels 10 o'clock. That time devotees take prasad. That is not proper. When the class is going on or before, devotees can finish their prasadam. And when the class is over, then you can serve peacefully, you can serve all the students. And then after they go, you can directly sleep. So we have to basically manage our life, our in such a way that we sleep early and we don't compromise on our morning sadhana. So morning sadhana happens very nice. Then you see that the advancement also happens very fast, because morning time is told by, even Prabhupada says in many of the places that the morning is the best time to perform our sadhana, our spiritual practices. So one should do that. And once you do the sadhana bhakti for a good number of time, then eventually we may come to Raganuga and other platforms. But sadhana bhakti is the essential thing. So sadhana has to be performed, all the following all the rules and regulations, and then only our advancement in spiritual life takes place. Okay, so here, um, so any questions? We can end here, and maybe the next topic is working that personality out of the inner world. Yeah, few more verses are there. Glorification of the Lord. And then we will start with our, yeah. Okay, any questions? Anyone else? Okay, one more verse we can complete. It's small verse only. 20 verse number 20.
Yes, Prabhuji. Pranish Prabhu didn't read Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes. Yam manyase matuleyam
Yam
Yam
manasye
Manasya
Yam manyase
Matuleyam
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 suruttamam
priyam
Priyam
mitram
Mitram Surittamam
uttamam
Tamam.
ivam dutam
akaro
Akaro
sajivam
Sajivam
dutam
Dutam
urudadatha sarathim.
suhridad atha
Vedanta
sarthim.
Sarthim.
Yes, Pranit Pro.
O king, that personally whom, out of ignorance only, you thought to be your maternal cousin, your very dear friend, well wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, etc., is that very personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna.
Yeah, so Bhīṣmadeva is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, that personality whom out of ignorance only you thought to be your maternal cousin, your very dear friend, well-wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, is the very personality of Godhead. He's standing in front of you, and you may be thinking that he is cousin and all. So one of the place it comes, no, the Prabhupada says that Kunti is not so, what we say, uh, Kunti is cannot commit a mistake by offering obeisances to her nephew. Yeah, so because she understood that he is not my nephew or some relative, but he is actually supreme personality of Godhead. So of course, Pandavas also very much new, but Bhishmadev is again taking this point that he is supreme personality of Godhead. Yes, Ujjwal Prue, purport.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Purport.
Yeah.
Lord Sri Krishna, although acting as the cousin, brother, friend, well-wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, etc. of the Pandavas, was still the supreme personality of Godhead. Out of his causes mercy and favor upon his unalloyed devotees, he performs all kinds of services, but that does not mean that he has changed his position as the absolute person. To think of him as an ordinary man is the grossest type of ignorance.
Dushkritino Mudha. So basically, these are Naradhamas. These are the people who don't understand. They think him to be ordinary. Like Duryodhana was one of them. Even though Krishna showed the universal form, still Duryodhana didn't understood that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. And hmm, okay, so we end our discussion here. Hare Krishna. So we have completed 20 verses, then 21, 22, 23, 24. So these four verses we will take next class, and then after that we will start the prayers of Bhīṣmadeva, which comes from 32 onwards. Yes.
Prabhuji, actually, in Radhesham Prabhu's channel, you shared one photo, na Prabhuji, in one university classroom photo. In that
Yeah.
Prabhuji's forehead, there was some mark, Prabhuji.
What mark?
In that photo detail, if you see, there is some, it's like some wound or something. Is it
Which
that, Prabhuji? On the left side of forehead, Prabhuji.
forehead? No. In the no, nothing is there. Like.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Fine.
Prabhu, today's picture, it is there little orange color mark something.
Oh, is it? What orange color mark?
Whether it is a chandan or some bone type it is.
Prabhuji, there is something, Prabhuji, just check once.
No, correct. It's something is there. I don't know what is that, but no wound has come. I don't know how it came in that photo. Maybe on the camera something maybe there. Yes. Mm. Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. So yes, Vinay Prabhu.
Yes. Prabhu, did you check the message, Prabhu, WhatsApp message? I sent you 2 hours back.
Yes, yes. So yeah, basically we want parental control in all devotees' mobiles. So that is very important because so we have already, Vinay Prabhu, we already have this software with us.
No, Prabhu.
Then how to get?
Actually, Satvik Prabhu is going to install in NAD inmates devices, Prabhu.
Hmm.
He said he will try next week.
Hmm. Okay, then we can put in HCO devotees also.
But if you address on this once to all inmates, then
Yeah. So basically, this is very important because uh, especially the social media, it is so a lot of distraction it is creating, and this distraction can hamper our spiritual practices also. Especially the mobile uses and so many different browsing and YouTube shorts, and people keep scrolling, and so much time also goes in that. So we don't want to unnecessarily lose our precious time, which can be utilized in Krishna consciousness or practicing and preaching. So we don't want to unnecessarily waste our time in this. Actually, there is no end to people. Sometimes just to get some relaxation, people go to the internet and all, and then they spend few hours, and then they say that, oh, we don't have time for our studies, or we don't have time for any other thing. But so much time is gone, and even spiritual content. Sometimes some devotees go for spiritual content on the internet, and they get carried away. So, so best is all spiritual contents are available in our Prabhupada books. Everything is there. And in case we want particular lectures, that is also available in Radhesham Prabhu's website, or we can ask another devotees. Actually, we should download all the lectures and keep it with us in the mobile, and download only some 5 6 lectures at a time. Take 5 6 lecture of Srila Prabhupada, of your spiritual master, Radhesham Prabhu's. Keep the lectures. Once you complete it, delete those lectures and take another lectures. So that is how we have done hearing when we were doing it. Because our times this YouTube and all, actually hearing from YouTube is not so proper, because you hear from YouTube and then you see other some videos and you get distracted because of some thumbnail or different things. So that's why this parental control So currently we are not so much sense controlled. So that's why if parental control is there, then that will help us to, and at least we will understand that okay, somebody is watching my activities, what is happening in the mobile, or because or if we are spending too much time on the media, then that also time comes. Okay, this devotee used the smartphone for this much time. So then it becomes, at least because of that fear, at least we will be controlled in our, and that will help us in our all, in the material life also, spiritual life also, and we can save a lot of time. Yeah, so that is very important. So that's why this parental control we generally put, and this is not only in our center, every voice center we put this, so that the even there is NIT Warangal, NIT Warangal center, as soon as boys shift into the center, they have to give up their smartphone. They use only the small button phone, or they no internet, they only keep a common internet which people can come and access. So that is how it is done there. So these are very, so at least we can, we may not be doing that, but at least we want to first put parental control, which will monitor all the activities what are happening in the mobiles, which will help us to become more focused in our spiritual life and also in our studies and other things, and save more time for ourselves. So that is very important. Anyone has any concern? What do you think? This is a good idea? Yeah. So
Yes, Prabhuji.
yeah, so this is how we can put it, and it will help us that we can become more, our time will be saved and distraction reduces. Our mind also becomes more peaceful. Otherwise, mind is exposed to so many different, the entire world is there in the mind. Then what, how we will chant attentively? When we are chanting, also things are coming. Oh, this thing, this happened, that happened. So many news also keeps coming. And the social media is such that it keeps giving some pop-ups. And then you get allured, you get tempted. Okay, let me see what is there inside. You go and your time is gone. And not only time is gone, that particular information remains in the mind, and then that mind keeps processing that. So that takes away even more time. So the time which we can utilize in service, we can utilize in refining our devotional life, though that time gets lost in this kind of unnecessary things. So whatever is required, we can do that much, but unnecessarily we should not get into this. So this putting parental control will help us. In NDD voice we have it. In Madhapur yoga also we, the devotees have, even in the temple yoga they have it. So we also want to put it in our center to all the devotees. Okay. Okay, Vinay, you want to say something?
Okay, Prabhuji. Fine.
Yes. Mm.
Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Roji, for the class.
Dandavat. Hare Krishna.